Okay, so this is part 2 of May 2nd of 2025, where she left us sloppy seconds. Yeah. And she took tools. Now I know why I asked Tisha on several occasions whether this girl steals, or if she thought she steals, or do you think she steal from me? Now I know why I actually asked the bitch, Maria, would you steal from me? Oh no, I'd never do that. I only steal from a store if I really have to. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, well, if you're willing to steal from a store, then yeah, you'd be willing to steal from me. But, you insisted that you would never do it. Okay, whatever. My landlord put me in a spot where I felt I had to bolt from the frickin' house just by the very means of what she did out in the yard and everything, just over a period of years. But this last was the camel that broke, the camel's back. And look what happened. But my instincts were screaming. Because I even went as far, I've never straight up asked somebody to their face, would you steal from me? I have to ask. Because she kept coming around. She was bringing her kids here every 2 weeks, week and a half. It was getting to be a lot. Right? And and she played it like she had nobody else to babysit. Like she'd phone me up and it was so hard to say no. Because poor Maria, one day I'm gonna blast your fucking name on the internet. Yeah, dox you. Yeah. Wait till I go talk to the Africans about you. Oh yeah, I will hook them up with my fucking videos, bitch. Yeah. I don't even need to blast your stupid name on the internet. All I have to do is go next door. Yeah, being that you like to go to African fucking fashion shows. Yeah, because people need to be aware of what type of person you are. Yeah, what kind of worm. With the W-H-O-R-E on the side. Is that another side gig for you? Because you act like a dirty one at that. Oh yeah, only a dirty hoe would do this. Oh yeah. Oh freaking yeah. I just said to my son, I want to give you the tools because I've been, I offered to him before and it just never happened. And I said, because I want that little space underneath, right? And I'm not using tools that much anymore. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of, repairs, but I don't need them up here. I'm done. I did my man job. Right? I'm going into the granny mode now. A blind one at that, right? You go through role-playing in your life, eh? When you're a single mom, sometimes you have to do the man chores. You gotta get a fucking hammer out and start building and repairing things. That house proved this. But I can't ever recall a time in my lifetime, well, first of all, where I ever met a person like this. Maybe I heard it through a movie or something, people do this kind. Well, no, I don't even think so. Because I knew the bitch for 9 fucking years. Right? I could see a stranger coming in and maybe doing that. And for the one that stole my tools right in the center of, well, you can't dig too far that way because it would cause too much ruckus. You can't dig, that's why I'm putting on this camera. We're going to go back and look at it, right? Over here and dig out all that shit, even though it's like moolah, money in the bank, because they're tools, right? All you can do is clear out, mix up a few things so that I'd get confused and wouldn't look down there, because I'd be too busy up there sorting out fucking cans. And right, at first I kind of felt around and I didn't think she got in there, but as I was pulling out more of the cans that were on the floor, right, and then I know how I keep my shit, people. She took it right from the middle and then threw in all the little containers with the nuts and bolts and those kind of things in the little basket of junk. And a big gaping fucking hole in there. That's all she could take. But I've got tools underneath the sewing desk in the hall, and she was poking through on my boxes in the hall. That's how she knew I had lots of crap, because she was opening them up and looking inside them. But she didn't steal those ones, because she knew it'd be too blatant, that's why. But it disturbed her. It's like the bitch runs on jealousy. Yeah, which makes her very spiteful. Yeah. Only a jealous bitch would do something like this. And a lousy mom, for sure. I don't know how long she expects to keep her kids by running around doing these kind of crimes. Like, this is some serious shit that I just went through. Well, I'm going through it, okay? I'm not done. I have to go into the other 2 rooms yet. Because she just grabbing, eh? Right? You know, fast. It's a fast, right? You're fucking grabbing, you know? And running out the fucking door as she's passing it to her fuckboy. Eh? Yeah. Damn right. That's exactly what happened. She's well seasoned, well groomed, and she's not working alone. No way. Somebody's got the goods. Somebody helped her to fucking rifle through it or carry it. Whatever. Yeah. They're quick and they're fast. You can hear Andre with whatever he's got going on. If I was sitting here, which I was, maybe listening to a small video, waiting for her to come back, right? But, you know, like I said, time goes by. And I was already tired, but, you know, I wouldn't put it past this bitch to spray me with something to make me even more tired so I forget about time, eh? Yeah. But if you're a smash and grab con artist, because she's definitely a freaking con artist, okay? She conned me for 9 fucking years, people, right? And she actually had the audacity to think she could come back on Friday, because this happened on a Tuesday, and what was the next mode of attack? Yeah, just would have continued robbing me. Yeah, so maybe she left that, what is that called? That black sequins, because she took down more than that, people. She took a fair, as high, once I moved that white thing that's up on my wall above a bunk bed there, and you got this big ass gaping fucking hole, right? Because from the shelf to the ceiling is about that height, right? And then that white thing goes, okay, so we got a little bit of fabric. Anyway, okay, little bit of fabric, and then the white thing fills up this much space, right? Take out the white thing, that's how much fabric she took down from there. Not including other places on the bed, including that gaping hole that almost broke my neck, because I didn't know it was there, because it shouldn't have been there, because she pulled something straight up and out, right? She uses her body to her advantage. Okay? You gotta watch those tall ones. Even with the damn cops. You gotta watch those fucking tall ones. I pointed that out to Tisha. Well, why do you think she steals, Mom? Well, because she's tall and she does what Clayton used to do. Because she's tall, just, right? And she looking. And it's nothing for her to reach and grab and put. That's the way Clayton was, my stepson. That's why I asked her. Because was I expecting the truth? No. I don't know. I think I was looking for reassurance that she wouldn't. Right? Because, you know, I was kind of dependent on her to help me a little bit with the court because she got involved with that. But you know what? At the end of the day, whatever she did, and it kind of got, and it like when she, okay, like I noticed it prior to when we had the court, right, with the online crap. I mean, obviously she helped with that, right? And, but like she became like the spokesperson to me, for me. And she didn't know the story. So she couldn't really be, but because she was sitting here and she ran the the stream, the Zoom or whatever, MS Teams, or with the judge, right? Judge Ross, right? They were communicating more, and where I was sitting over here, and Tisha was in the back. Okay? And just the fact that she never did do the transcripts for Uncle John, even though she said she would. She lost a very valuable, very important piece of information to Shimei's situation because she took the recorder. I swear, it was like the next day she showed up. Like, it was like weird, right? But, you know, sometimes I'm easy to manipulate, right? Or whatever, or I'm too trusting. And I was sitting here and I said, you know, we were telling her, like, I don't even know how the hell she showed up here, but she did. And well, obviously with Tisha, right? And we told her what went on with the cops and that I had recorded it. And she goes, oh, well, you know, I can help you with the transcript or something like that. I said, yeah, really? Because you're still working on the other ones. Yeah. That was Uncle John's stuff, right? I said, well, okay. Well, then here, take the recorder now. The little silver one, right? And then, you know, do it fast. I never even put it on the computer to have my own copy, people. Because, you know, I mean, my daughter's dead. The cops are trying to cover it up. You accuse her of this, accuse her of that. Nobody wants to acknowledge what Julian did. You know what I mean? And like, it was just negligence. And then this girl shows up offering help. And then it disappeared. And it's always nagged at me. Always. And then she blew it off like her boyfriend took it. Even though she had lost it for 8 months or a year or whatever. Right? Well, I moved out the fridge. And when I moved out the fridge, it wasn't there. I don't know. But it must be with my children's birth certificates. And I know I have those. So that means I have the cassette. So she dragged me on for over a year, hoping that she'd find it, but she never did. And then finally, eventually, she said, well, no, I think my boyfriend took it. He took it. I said, well, can't you get it back? She said, no. There you go. And then just this, you know, coming in the house, and, you know, it's a deja vu, because my stepson was tall like her. And they just get this cocky fucking way about themselves. And he was a chronic thief. That's one reason why they didn't want him in Edmonton. And he had no place to go. So he came to us. And he was 16. Only, we didn't know. Right? We found out the hard way. Right? And because he was 16 and Brooks's half-brother, I couldn't say no when he showed up and said he had no place to go. And Brooks wanted him to stay. And I said, John, what do you want to do? He said, oh, give the kid a chance. And, oh, wow, Jesus Christ. Talk about a kleptomaniac. Oh, yeah. So, she, same way, right? And, like, so, okay. And then when we had the actual, okay, and I had to do the appeal with Judge Ross, and I typed out everything. And then she sat here. We did a video on it. There's a video on it on YouTube. Maybe I should go look for it and fucking attach it on here so everybody knows what the bitch fucking looks like. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't trust her doing the few things that we did, which were highly important, not only for my family, but for everybody else in the community that has any decency about themselves. You know, to hell with the criminals, right? But the ones that are like innocent people being harmed through criminal activity, whether it's a smash and grab fucking robbery or whether it's murder being covered up for illegal organ harvesting, right? Or how about tenant harassment so that, you know, the tenant gets overwhelmed and leaves, right? So that the landlord can jack up the rent by 2.5 times. 3 times after they get rid of the tenant. But before they get rid of the tenant, they have to make the tenant feel so fucking uncomfortable, scared in their house, just whatever, having panic attacks, right? You know what I'm saying? Ugh. Because that's what they're doing out here, people. And people are like, you know, they're like, you know, when when you come into a crowd of something and everybody's acting a certain kind of way, right? I don't know. And then before you know it, you're kind of acting the same way, right? You mimic what's around you. So, like, I mean, if all the landlords are going around bullying their tenants, why would you want to be the oddball out? Fuck no. There's a profit to it, right? Not only do you get the advantage of having an overinflated ego and you can walk around town thinking you're a bag of chips, but you also get financial rewards, right? And then, of course, you get praise. That wasn't a doorbell, eh? No. And then, of course, you get praise from other people that act like you, even though maybe you didn't act like that until you got involved with them. Right? You learn to conform. You go with the path of least resistance. Anyway, yeah, so, I just kept nagging at me. Oh, so we did, okay, let's finish the appeal. So I typed it all out. I wanted her to come and help me, double check, just proofread. She ended up switching it all up, all over. Like, she fucking switched it all up. She started changing my sentences, and, and that kind of annoyed me, right? Right? And whatever, but she worked for a lawyer, so she knew best, right? She's the professional here. Well, she never professed to be the professional, but she always bragged about working for the lawyer, doing lawyer stuff. So she had at least some knowledge about that shit, right? And, I mean, what I needed was help to file also the appeal with the right dual tanks. One was yellow, one was green, had to be with these curly things. And then, I needed assistance with that. She dropped the ball. She just came and switched up my words around and rearranged my fucking sentences, and then it never got filed. It just never got filed. So, outside of that, it was me babysitting for her. In other words, I needed help with the lawsuits with my family, right? It was Shimei, right? That last one I just filed with the province of British Columbia, Canada. The Attorney General and the Public Safety Solicitor Attorney General. Two of them, right? And she helped me with that. Other than that, though, people, I'm the one that's been babysitting for her. Yeah. Right? And as time went by, it just got more and more and more and more, to the point where it was once every 2 weeks or once every week and a half. Right? And it was just a given. Well, I need to go and do this fashion show. Da-da-da-da. Can you watch the kids? Well, what day? Well, so-and-so. Okay. Yeah, no problem. It gave Andre a little extra spending money because she gave him $20. And then one time she gave him $40. Or they would go out with Tisha, right? Like Tisha and her would go out. Alex would have the kids, and she'd drop off her kids here. That's how it fucking started. And then eventually she'd just go off and do whatever she wanted to do for herself, like go to that fashion show, that African fashion show, and drop off the kids. And Tisha wasn't there for that. So, and then, of course, whatever happened with my landlord, and I just wanted to leave this house. I had no escape. And I knew that her situation wasn't ideal with her kids. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I explored my options. Yeah. And she just, I mean, my landlord didn't do this until January 12th. And this only happened 2 weeks ago. So within 3 months, no, because we were going into the 4th week of whatever was going on with the yard, when I was going ballistic and saying, oh my God, I gotta, okay, maybe I'll call Rhea. Ask Maria, right? Ask this bitch if maybe she'd consider renting a house, because I'm scared to live in this house, people, because of what the property developers and the homeowners in the city is doing to families like mine. But what this bitch just did is exactly what landlords and the city and, you know, property owners and just all that whole crew, right? It's the same kind of crap. So, you know, but I didn't know she was like this. I knew her for 9 years, for crying out loud. I was concerned that she stole, though. I asked Tisha on more than one occasions, maybe 2 or 3 times over the last couple of years. Not a lot, just 2 or 3 times. I asked Rhea 2 times. The one time she said, no, but if I was in the store, I would. That right there was a red flag, and I'm like, oh, but, you know, I don't do that, no, you know, she was going out the door because she dropped off her kids, right, to go out and do something. I don't know what it was. And then, when we were talking about sharing a place, and the more I thought about it, came in the cons. Well, I think if we're going to share a place, we got to have 2 independent suites where we can close the door and lock it. You have your space, I have my space. Otherwise, merging the 2 households together, you know, whatever belongs to me would quickly become hers, and, you know, good luck getting it back in terms of, like, if I died or something like that, right? You know, right? Or something drastic happened to me where I wasn't there to say, yeah, that's mine, give it back. You know, she'd be like, no, it's just part of the house, and, you know, and she said I could have it, you know, if something happened, because, you know, blah, 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 and just whatever, and maybe she didn't like that. And I said, you know, like, and I did. I asked her one more time in a roundabout kind of way, and then she said something about, no, I wouldn't, or whatever, and I said, yeah, but you said, I don't know if I said that to Tisha or to her, but, you know, I think I even said it to her, like, well, you said you steal from stores. Oh, that's not what I meant. Whatever, she blew it off. The point is, she fucking blew it off. You can't cry over spilt milk. I feel sorry for my son. Not for me, because I'm retiring them for me, right? I'm not going to be using that many tools. Right? I'll use a few, but not like the good old days. She took it away from Andre and Marcaine. That's what she did. She took what she could take. And that was right in the middle, because it would have been too difficult to start digging everything out, and she was under, you know, a smash and grab time schedule. And what's a woman like her going to do with tools? Except barter with it. Huh? Make money on it? Or do a trade? And just crying on about Mr. Noodles. He ate, but I guess he wants more. So Andre's going to make him a little bit more. Yes, my little grandson is here. That's what grandmas do. I suppose, right? Tisha doesn't know what to think. It's too extreme. Seriously, it's too extreme. I mean, like, who does that? Who does this kind of shit? Seriously. I mean, what is the chance of that happening to you? The landlord stuff out in the yard, yeah, okay, I can kind of see that because that's kind of like the sign of the times out here. It's called tenant harassment, and these landlords are getting very creative with their ways of evicting people so that they don't have to be held to account for anything. But this, with whatever happened with this girl, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's off the hook.
A message on the phone.
Hold on a minute. Okay, well, okay, stranger than fiction, right? So I'm here now, sitting on a freaking can. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to empty it all. No, it's too much right now. But what I think, and there's nowhere to put this shit. Some of this stuff my son's not going to want, like the miscellaneous stuff that she did not take. He doesn't want that downstairs. Right, because, you know, So, but I've been wanting this spot underneath here for a long time because I want to put my vacuum underneath there. So I think maybe the best way of dealing with this problem, I brought a rag. I mean, ideally, if you could see, it's always better, right? See, some things I don't want going downstairs, right? Yeah. I can feel the blade, I think. Some kind of hacksaw. Anyway. You know, I'd like to think, like, where do you put this stuff? This house is tacky. Really. He has all the skill saws and stuff, right? So I don't need those up here. I don't need to do them all. Oh, I've been looking for that forever. It goes for my vacuum cleaner. Fell off. Okay, stuff like this. She put this shit in the back. My son doesn't want that downstairs. I used to have things like that downstairs and he just threw it outside. So I had to bring it back up or whatever, put it somewhere else. But, you know, I mean, I can't even really tell. I think, like, if I had to, don't ask me what's inside of it. Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking, you know, door hinge brackets, the ones that help open the door. And I don't, see, I can't see. I can see it's something grayish in there, which tells me it would probably, you know, it's a metal. Okay, it's these things. Oh, that's good. And this my son needs. I don't know if all the parts are in there. See, I'm a little reluctant to, right? I need these things sometimes. Even as a blind woman. You just never know. Right? And where do I put this shit? Anyway. But she's threw all these, they were like lined up. Yeah. Like stuff like this. There's no place for this kind of stuff. This is chains. I need this. But I'm going to have to find a different spot for it because oh, that used to be my license plate for old Betsy. Not anymore. Actually, I put that, I don't know, I just put it over there for now. I'm only clearing out half. Let's look, now we're looking at tools, go figure. Why not? Just have it today. I didn't expect to be in here. I'm supposed to be putting chocolate into jars. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Putting cinnamon into jars. Not this shit. See, I just recently bought, as a matter of fact, it was right here. Tape. Just a month ago. But she couldn't get on that side. She opened it, she rooted around, worked her way down, and she took right from the center. And because I have these miscellaneous things, she just threw them in the back. She went for the tools. Yeah, I'm going to have to find a different spot for these things. I don't know where I'm going to put them. But even if I get rid of some of them, well, not get rid of them, I'm giving them to my son. I know he'll love this. That's a man's tool. So that one's definitely going downstairs. So we'll take it out this way. I can't even lift it for crying out loud. There. Okay. And then this one. Another one in here. Where did it go? Oh my god. Where did it go? What the hell did I do with it? Bolt cutters. Where's those bolt cutters? I don't know. It'll show up. What's this? Huh? See, she couldn't get these. Wait, there's more shit in here. What's this? Oh, Kinder Surprise. Okay, stuff like this. My son doesn't want downstairs. What's in here? I think this is a Jolly Jumper. Yeah. It's a Jolly Jumper for a baby. And then the piece, oh my God, a little baby. And then the piece for this, I think, is in the bedroom. I didn't know I still had that around, but I do. And now, hopefully, I still have the piece. You know, that piece, I should. Oh yeah, there's the bolt cutters. What man wouldn't want that? Oh my God. I should have just left them where they were. Okay. Have you noticed that I can work under very difficult situations? Like, talk about being cramped in. Okay, now listen. She couldn't get these ones. It was too difficult. She just went for center. That's what she went for, something like that. And left the junk behind. What's in here? Well, bits. See, I don't necessarily want to take these downstairs because I have a Dremel tool. See, yeah, you know, because I wanted to maybe try and do a little wood carving with Andre, right? And at this point in my son's life, he's not thinking about that kind of stuff. Right, so, more now. So whether you use them with a drill, or electric drill, right? Or you use them with a Dremel tool, depending on the size of the Dremel tool. That's just some, and my son already has. But this would be good for Andre, so maybe I should be thinking about keeping this one upstairs. Don't lose sight of that, working with the wood and making walking canes, right? And we're only clearing out half, maybe. Oh, God. What a mess. Frickin' mess. Okay, what else do we got here? Another toolbox. Things crashing around in there. What's in here? Another little hacksaw. If I start going downstairs asking for this stuff, they'll get mad at me. They'll be saying I'm bugging them. It's a clown. I'm doing yard work. I should keep this handy. Well, I'm not per se doing yard work as I am maybe doing shed repairs, but while I'm out there, like, I actually need to probably wire up those yellow flowers, assuming that they grow. A lot of my flowers got wiped out there, so who knows. Well, it was, socket wrenches, I think she took. A whole whack of them. Right? You got the, right? Socket wrenches with the metal bars. Right? Those kind. Maybe some with the nut. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't think she got in this deep. No. I don't know. Empty in here too. Big fucking gaping hole. Sure, she pulled out shit from here too. I think so. I fucking think so. Yeah, socket wrenches. Where's its mates? What do you think? Scuzzy hole. Just a scuzzball. One big scuzzball. Yeah. Pretty scuzzy to do. This is, you know. Okay, don't give up on the mission here. In terms of taking out at least those whatever's in there. But like I said, I don't have a lot of room, so I need that. Put that over there. As long as we get it out, can always take them downstairs and deal with it later. Right. I'm leaning more towards socket wrenches that she took. But there's a gaping hole on this side too. So she took shit there because it's just little miscellaneous. You can go all the way fucking down. Yeah, she just grabbed bulky shit like that. Yeah. If she thought she could get this out, she would have. 'Cause she's a dirty girl. A real fucking dirty girl. Now, if that's not a fucking smash and grab, I don't know what is. What's in this? Water bottle. I think in this situation, I think she just stuck her hand in here. Because this is almost empty. And I would not have had it in here empty. She just grabbed miscellaneous, whatever she could grab. Maybe she took a toolbox with files, metal files. If they're not underneath here, then that means she took them. You know, the long metal files, different edges on them for different filing. Those kind of metal files. And I had a lot of them. And I don't see the socket wrenches in here. So I have to look over there. We know she took something though. She took something from here because this was full of junk. Not anymore. It's half empty. With a water bottle in it. No, this was full. Do you see? Why would I do that when I'm short on fucking space? She's a dirty girl. Yep. dirty fucking girl. Hey. Do you see how I'm straining myself? That's all I've been doing. Day after day. Yeah, it's worse than going to the gym. Who needs to go to the gym? And then look at this bullshit. Don't tell me that's not fucking bullshit. Okay, do you see what's going on here? Do you see all this fucking bullshit because of this bullshit fucking girl? Yeah, but you're getting caught, bitch. One way or another. And this shit's gonna come back and fucking haunt you. Yeah, people are gonna start recognizing you for what you are. Now I got my trusty rag. I'm gonna keep this simple on myself for now because it's just one of those areas that I have to work through. Okay, we want to make sure there's nothing else left in here. Take it all out. I guess my son can have this. Glazing forms an airtight, watertight seal. But well, you know, again, he does. Hello? Andre? I don't know. He doesn't like to have that stuff downstairs. I used to have that kind of stuff downstairs, but they threw it all out. The more of it came upstairs. That's right, whatever. I'll give that to Andre. Yeah, maybe he'll put that on his bike. He'd like that. He can figure that out. That'll give him something to do. I don't know what this is. Glue board. Yeah. I guess for bugs. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Oh, we'll have to find a different spot. I don't have no place up here, though. That's the problem with this place. It's very difficult to live here. Not only was I required to do a lot of freaking yard work, but I was required to buy tools and things that I normally would. I mean, I was a seamstress. Why would I want freaking those things? Right? You know, socket wrenches and all that shit. Vice grips and, you know, screwdrivers and fucking all kinds of crazy crap. Hacksaws, skill saws, jigsaws. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Kind of hard for her to dig all that out, but she took out stuff from that. She got enough. She probably got about $500 worth of tools. By the time you'd all added up, maybe more, maybe less. Well, not less. Probably more, because if she got my files, if she took my files, people, I had a lot of them, you know, like a lot. And like, maybe she took from here, because she grabbed just from spot to spot to spot. That's it. That's what they do. They look for things that have value. Right? Okay, so now, to keep it easy on myself, I'm just going to take these big-ass freaking cans of whatever it is here. I don't remember them putting them in here, but I probably did, because there just seems to be a lot of them. I'm wondering if maybe she took them out of my room and just wanted to use them as fillers. But besides that point, so I gotta let that floor dry for at least a minute. I can't really, it's hard to squeeze around that door right now. I'm gonna leave this side as is for now. But yeah, no, I had to buy tools, more this, more. As I was building and constructing things out in the yard, just so that, you know, yada yada, you know the story. Right. I don't know. She got in here more. I'm pretty damn sure of it. Yeah. And why is there a bag in here? What is that? No. That's a tent bag or something. Yeah, no. Oh, I gotta skip through this shit. You're halfway there, Judy. Fucking work on it. Okay, like, just go in stride. Who gives a shit, right? It's all part and parcel of going blind. She got in here too. She dug out some shit in here. It's like way too much fucking space. That was way too easy. Way too fucking easy. That's what I mean. There was two of them. There wasn't just one. I don't think so. You don't want that to open up. Those are washers and shit. All kinds of different sizes. Yeah. When you're working, building things, you need that kind of stuff. Okay, where can I put it? Oh my God. Nana is busy. No, Nana can't help you right now. She's having a rough time. A very rough time. Very rough time. And then I get dizzy and I fall. Yeah, no, that's shit. Something's been changed. Okay, wipe down just a bit more. And of course I put down the rag because I can't see. You see how easy it was for me to lose the rag? I hate that when I do that. I need the rag. Oh my God, where is the rag? Oh, I need to wipe just a bit more. And to think the world is just picking up speed with the deviant behavior that's going to come about as the economy continues to tank. Oh yeah, people are going to justify this kind of behavior even more. More and more. There's going to be more and more thieves. They're going to get more and more fucking brazen. Yep. For sure. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright. I wish I knew what I did with that rag. Oh my Lord. How the heck did I lose it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'll just give it a little more white. And then I'll let it dry. I bought this little shelf for the playroom. I was going to use it, well, obviously to put something on it, right? Whether it was going to be learning materials to try and sell online as for homeschooling, that kind of stuff. Or whether I was going to put, you know, clothing that after I got it sorted out or something on the shelf. I think maybe what I can do, it'd be such a chore though. I don't have the energy to get in there, and God forbid if she got in there and, I fucking know. I took a boo, but with that, the way she does things, you need, taking a boo is not enough. You need to actually get in there and feel and, you know, and dig around. And if you come to a gaping hole, then you know. You pick me up and I'll get you some tools. Yeah. Because her herself, only in her mind, what's left of it. Yeah. So, I'm done with Tisha's friends. I'm not that Tisha ever forced her on me, because she never did. I think that girl wormed herself to be where she was with me. Because I'm looking at all other Tisha's friends, and they don't act like she does, or did. Nope. Nope. So I'm just going to show you that gaping hole, and then, I don't know, I'm going to take out half. One half anyway, because I have no room up here, right? Right now. And I'm going to take out half of those tools, and I'm going to look at them, and then I'm going to wipe down the floor. And then I'm going to put the majority of those bigger cans on the bottom, just to whatever, right? I was going to do it. My son said, wait. Yeah, right. Because I sensed it coming. That's why. Yeah. Just like I sensed this coming. Only I didn't act on my intuition. I gave this bitch the benefit of the doubt. She played on my sympathy card, where I had a dead daughter, and I suppose if I had to choose another daughter to replace the one that I had, well, I had really two of them, right? Either or. I had two daughters, and if I had to choose not having no daughters because two of them are dead, and there's one there that so-called helps me, and enough times to the point where, well, you could be like a stepdaughter to help ease my pain with the loss of my other two daughters. I was willing to do that for her, right? And be nurturing as a stepmom, I suppose. That's what was that's what the point of the starting a business was. I wasn't the kind of stepmom that wanted you to go out there and HROE on the streets, or, you know, put up your and then hop on an airplane so that you can get to the other destination and come back with some blang, right? In terms of being crooked minded, that is. And I sure in the hell wouldn't be the type of stepmom to teach you to do a smash and grab on innocent people just so that I could sit here and wait for you to come home with the freaking goods. Unfortunately, though, there are mothers out there that do that kind of shit with their kids, because I seen it with Sierra and those mothers. And you're that kind of mother. Which makes me really wonder why you would still have your kids, considering what you do. Yeah. Yeah. Because if that's listed as a disability, holy shit, then you know something is crooked with the system, right? This is something that Sierra would do, only you did it with professionalism. Yeah. And Sierra didn't work alone, you see, because Sierra had handlers. So she was more like the mule versus the leader of the, operation. Where here, I don't know who the hell your handler is, but you're for sure now not working alone. And you're highly seasoned and fine-tuned to get the job done as quickly as possible. That's for sure. Your mommy's coming. Just give it a minute. Yeah. You want noodles?
Yeah.
Huh? He ate the noodles? Well, maybe get him some juice. I think he wants some cranberry juice. You want juice?
No.
Well, you don't want juice?
No.
Okay. And, oh, jeez. Yeah. I wouldn't be that kind of stepmom. But it would have been nice to have a part of my Shimei back, even for a little while, even if it came through somebody else, right? Or Sierra, for that matter, right? 2 daughters I lost, right? So, you know, I was willing to open up my heart and ignore the warning signs, even though I was asking. That's how disturbing it was for me. You see what I'm doing, right? Cocking the neck, looking. There's a reason they do that. Yeah, grab. They scope it out first, then they maneuver and they quickly grab. They're fucking fast at it. My stepson was really fast. Yeah. And he never changed. Got to the point I just didn't want him in the house anymore. Nope. Am I avoiding going back down the hall with that big ass mess? Yeah. And I'm not done looking at the tools either. But it's not tool day. It was supposed to be filling up jars, but that didn't happen. I'm down the hall, right? Like, seriously, man. Do you see now? That felt like 10-15 minutes. I bet you, maybe I was doing a video when I was waiting for her to. I could have been waiting for her, and then just, well, we're out of the bedroom now, you know, and the trunk is out, and, you know, mission accomplished, and, you know, blah, 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 and the clock is ticking. You can't hear nothing with the computer sitting here running. Can't, with him, with the noise, if Amari's, you know, singing or doing whatever he's doing, you can't hear shit. And she knew it. But you know what the biggest image stands out in my mind the most? Well, first of all, we had that thing up there trying to chew through the wall. It hasn't done it now for over a week and a half or whatever. It's been a while now. It's gone away. I think the cat's caught it. I think that's what happened to that rat. And I was, you know, I did a video, let's catch a rat. And then next day, I'm posting this shit. Okay? Out of everything that's flashed through my mind from this experience, I think the image in my mind that is most pronounced is the one with her squatting behind my door in that corner where she took that box from March of 2024 and put it up against, right? Okay? And she's squatting and she's digging around, right? Right there with my door. This is her on the ground. Here's my door, right? Okay? Is she moving around? As quiet as she can be. Let me see. There we go. As quiet as she can be, right? And I walk by this way. I go to the bathroom. And I come back out and I look at my door. I look at my... But she hears me. And what does she do? What does she do? Okay? So, just imagine. I haven't walked down the hall yet. Here's my door. Here she is, squatting on the floor, right by the door. Okay? And she's moving things around as quiet as she can be. Right? She hears me. What does she do? She freezes. Like a dirty rat. She's listening. Oh. She's done. She doesn't move. God forbid if she makes even one little sound. Because I'll hear it. And then I'll want to open my door. And so I keep on walking though. I look at my door and I'm like, no, she wouldn't be in my room. She must be outside. Those were my thoughts. As she's frozen in time like the dirty rat that she is. As soon as I get down the hall and she knows I'm gone, she starts again. And then she just keeps on going. Okay? With her fuckboy coming in at some point and helping her. One way or another. This was a two-man job. That's why she was guarding the door and he was coming up the stairs saying, did you cancel the Uber? Now, let's just imagine. Okay? She's moving around. She hears me coming and she freezes. That's the image in my head that is most pronounced out of everything that I've been thinking about. Is her frozen like a rat, squatting down like, I can't even put a word to it other than a rat. Right? Okay, what was the point? Oh boy, now you know I'm really tired. So, okay, right? And she here, moving around, she hears me, she freezes. That's the most pronounced image in my brain. I know what my thought is now. Where she doesn't want to get caught, but her heart is beating 100 miles a minute. Right? Now, I'm talking, yes, quiet. Let me just finish. Quiet! No, no, no. Will you please get him some juice? All right. Before I lose my thoughts, stop it! So, let's just imagine, this is what I wanted to say. Here's this frozen rat. Like a fucking crack addict. That's a high in itself, people. She's getting high off of this shit. All right? Well, instead of me keep on walking, instead of me looking at the door saying, no, she wouldn't be in there. She wouldn't go behind my back. I told her we were done for the day. She must be outside sitting out there on the phone. Because how many times we've seen her do that? Too many times to count. So where else would she be? I keep on walking. But let's just imagine if I would have listened to my instincts. And I opened the door. And she got caught. Do you know what she would say? The box that she left right there, as soon as you open the door with the shrimp inside of it. The box fell, and I was bringing it in to help you put it over there. And I'd be like, yeah, but I told you that we were done. Why are you bringing that in here? I didn't want that in here. Oh, well, it was just sticking out, and I just thought I'd get rid of it and make it easy on you. Do you see how easy she could have wormed herself out of that situation, even if I would have caught her behind that fucking door? That's why she put that box on the floor. So she had an excuse to be in the room to say that she brought the box in to help me. Just like she told Tisha that she filled up the box, an empty box from March of 2024, a box that she emptied of food, meat products, into a pile of clothes and fabric that she bagged up in a plastic bag. Okay? And you can't call her a fucking hobo. She's more like a bandit, a thief, a smash and grab hoodlum. Okay? But that box on the floor right there, not even, she just would have said, oh, well, I had, the box kind of tipped over and I'm just, here, dude, that's all. That's all she would have had to say. And I couldn't have argued with her. I may have seen what she was doing, but she likes to take chances. It's part of the high, right? A person who injects coke will get high as soon as they turn on the water. They need the water to do something to cook their crack or coke or whatever. They have to They turn on the water as they're cooking their shit to inject into their veins. As soon as the tap goes on and the water starts to run, yeah, that's what it is. Same thing with her. Same way. She told me, oh, it's so hard for you. I know it's hard for you, after we took out the trunk. But for me, it's exciting. And I'm like, yeah, I bet it would be. Right? But little did I know, I was dealing with a professional thief. A professional con artist. Yeah. Somebody who's working with somebody else as a network of thieves. Mm-hmm. Are they big-time thieves? Well, it's hard to say. I mean, if they're willing to do this to people, who's to say they wouldn't take it to a warehouse and do something similar? All they need is just a little bit of cash with the right amount of workers to run the trucks. Right? Dress everybody in black. Black, you know, fucking, what do you call those, ski masks and black gloves and black clothes, and wire them up with little walkie-talkies so that, you know, they can let everybody know where they're at, just in case somebody stumbles along them, like me opening up my door. What would she have done if I would have opened up my fucking door? The box, I was bringing in the box and it fell, and all the shrimp fell on the floor, and I'm here picking it up. That's why I'm in your room, Judy. Believe me, that's the only reason why I'm in your room. I was only trying to help you. Now I understand the box. But boy, if I would have caught her, holy shit. It would have went down, people. I'm talking down. Cops, everything would have been freaking called on that little skanky hoe. Okay? Yeah. So you be careful who you allow into your house, and you think that they've befriended you, and you, well, she befriended me. She came to me. She came to my house. I've never been to her house, not once. Never needed to. I thought about sharing a house with her. But even then, I put boundaries, and look what she did. Okay, I am going to go show you that hole and go see what's going on with my little grandson. He was sleeping. You know, or you notice something gone, whether you can see well or not. You know, because you know it was there and it's not there anymore. Well, there you go, right? Anyway. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. This is, again, not what I wanted to do today. Is this, no, this is not, okay. This is not what I wanted to do today. And of course, it's getting, you know, it's getting darker, and then the day is getting longer, and my eyes are like not responding as well as I'd like them to be. But I'm getting it a lot more organized than what it was, that's for fucking sure. Right, you can see. Right? Okay, looking pretty good. And then now I cleared out in here with, she took more than one container. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah. And she stuck her hand in that box and she pulled out socket wrenches or something. Something was in there. And now I'm left with this nonsense. And all that tool shit went that way. Just all tossed around. You can see I'm still working in my bedroom, right? Fucking with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Well, but at least she's being exposed. I'm not letting her off the hook. Hell no. Mm-mm. Okay. I have to wait for this floor to dry. It's too difficult to step over because it's just a little teeny weeny squeeze space at this point. So what? Patience is a virtue? Moral of the lesson? We'll get through it together. You just have to be kind and nice to each other. As Dr. Death, Dr. God, whatever she is to you, would say. AKA Bonnie Henry, the Health Minister of British Columbia, Canada. Yeah. Just be kind to each other. Yeah. And we'll get through it together. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. So with these tariffs, everybody in this, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, most people in the States are getting all concerned about, things running out on the shelves sooner than later. Yeah. And they won't be replaced. While those with money are carrying on with their predatory behavior, right? Like these corporations that are buying up all these houses as they're going into foreclosure. People, losing their housing because, their mortgages, because they're just whatever, they're having to forfeit on their houses and regret buying houses now and stuff. And so you have these predatory corporations that are scooping up on that crap. And then, of course, you've got the landlords that own multiple properties, right? Then you've got them and whatever they're doing. So, people losing their jobs. More and more and more. The port's dried up. Yeah. Okay, so now, if I was to put things down there, well, the whole point of that exercise, though, was just to make space for this mess. I'm not even going to try and all fit it in here at this point. Some of this stuff can go in my room. Like Heinz beans. Sometimes I just keep one or two miscellaneous in here. Oh, this makes me sick, people. Well, not sick, but, kind of sick. Yeah, kind of sick. Okay. So I'm going to put the potatoes on the bottom. Where am I? Where's the camera? There it is. Start with white great value potatoes. I never buy them. I bought them that day, though. Thought I'd try them out. It's actually kind of hard to find little white potatoes in a can. I had to buy them that way. There was no other brand. No. But I thought I'd try it out. So, maybe one day we'll cook with it. Okay, so we just want to be able to close the door, get on with life. But I gotta kind of have it. I noticed, I'm getting tired, so I kind of don't even want to sort it out. But it only makes sense to continue sorting. Right? Where am I? There That belongs up there. Cranberry with cranberry. If shit hits the fan and you can't find cranberry juice, you can make juice up with a can of this for that vitamin C. Some American might be doing that soon. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Just gotta keep it simple for now. I don't have time for this. We already know something's been robbed from there. Right? Tomatoes right now I got over here. For the most part. Old can of this kicking around. Who knows how long. Forever. Oh. Only seem to have one can of that though. So far. Okay. So we're going kind of a little faster. What do you think? Do you see how I'm squatting? It was really hard on my body, man. That's all I've been doing for a week and a half now. It gets pretty to be like a contortionist, depending on where I am. Yeah. Okay, pumpkin bowls up there, but these cans are starting to... I'm taking this opportunity, like in the old days with the old cans, do you see it buckling? Where am I? You can see. Right? And on this side too, right here. Old cans, they never did that. So as I'm coming across these ones, I'm trying to keep them out and tell myself that we're going to make pumpkin pie. We're going to make tomato soup, spaghetti, soup. Amish style, or Amish style. They make tomato juice spaghetti soup. That's what I'm going to do. And I might even use some of this, which I'm actually missing quite a few cans from what I can tell. I know I had more than just one or two, but I'm not seeing them. So maybe that's what she went for, because she normally just went for the things that she liked and wanted. So for now, we'll put that there because I'm not finding them. Isn't that interesting? Huh? What do you think about that? There you go. What do you think about that? Bitch. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Are you proud of yourself, bitch? You bring a whole new level to the words, it's a whole new level. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you sure do. Probably ran off with some fucking fruit. I don't know. We're just gonna run them in a row. See what we get. Yeah. I'm just running. As I'm matching them up, I'm just running them in a row right now. Just so we get an idea of what we're dealing with. Put the pineapple juice right in there in the corner. Obviously, I'll have to come back and reorder. Maybe I'll order a bunch of that pineapple juice. Now that I got a little extra space, maybe. This is the only way to do this shit. It's like another freaking puzzle, man. More pear halves. Yeah, exactly. They're scattered all over the place. Why? No, I keep them together. Oh my god. Oh, shit. Aches and pains. Yeah. And then because I can't see, you know, who knows, right? Yeah, fruit. You don't have to watch this as a bush bean. I don't buy bush beans, first of all. They're too expensive. I like Heinz, so I'm happy with Heinz. If I buy, I usually just buy that. Before I just stuff everything in there, I'm just trying to line shit up. At least get an idea of what I'm dealing with after the fact. Because obviously I'm going to have to come back in here and do this shit again, right? There's mango. She took the spinach. I'm not finding any of the spinach. Seems like she took the spinach from they're from India, those cans, right? Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. Fucking mess. Oh. Maybe some of those, I don't know. Seems kind of spry. Yeah. Be careful you don't hurt yourself. Clearly. Fall on my fingers. See? More pear halves. Cream corn. Whew. Oh, more mango. Yeah, no spinach. Where's the spinach? Oh, she ran off with the spinach. I'm afraid to move things. It's going to start dropping in here. Fuck. You can hear it. Oh. How did your Nana die? Oh, I don't know. She was catching up on some thief. And a bunch of tools and jars fell on her. I'm sorry. Cans. Yeah. See? Buckling. Not cool. So the more you can your food in jars, honestly, at least some things, the better off you'll be. This girl wanted to learn how to can. Yeah, my ass. You just stole it. You didn't want to learn how to can nothing. You're a fucking thief. That's what you are, a fucking thief. Why learn something when you can just steal it? And then go and smile up in people's faces like they're somebody fucking special. Yeah, right. Okay, well, we're making progress. So, I guess you can say mission accomplished here. To one degree or another. Talk about switching things up around here. Yeah. Bait and switch, right? I'm holding a toolbox. God. You gotta have patience for this shit. You really do. Okay, we got those cans out of the way. That little toolbox there. Oh, there's another can down there. Well, at least it's not jars. This is tin. Alright. Well, that's not so bad. Okay, this pile is getting smaller. You want to see? Your nose to the grind. Nose to the ground. Alright, I'm putting them in there. Lining them up. For the most part. I'm taking out this shit. Don't ask me where I'm gonna put it, because I don't freaking know. Yeah. But it's not going back underneath there, that's for sure. I'll figure out something where Andre, you know, I do want to do a little bit of woodworking. Yeah, assuming that shit didn't get taken now that I'm thinking about it. Fuck. Okay, you just stay there. So my little pile of cans, a whole lot smaller. Oh, she took one of these. I only see one right now, and I had two. And I've only seen one kicking around, so more tomatoes. Okay. Oh, another pumpkin. Well, I'll just put it down here with the mango for now. I gotta take a breath on this, because my foot is like really sore, starting to get numb. Okay, we got this coconut up there. Yeah, oh, here we got peaches up there. Yeah. Making headway. I might be able to get to my chocolate yet. Although I'm getting kind of tired. This wears me out. It really, really does. It's not easy. It's hard on my eyes. Hard on my brain. Okay, there's another one. So maybe not. They're both here. Okay, yeah. They're both here. No. Maybe that's the same one. That's the same one. That was something else. I don't know what that is. Where am I? Whatever. I bought some of those from Organic Market. I still have a bag I have to put away. Okay, so this other half here, we'll just end up putting that shit back. Yeah, no, she's digging in here too. Oh. Whatever. I need to do that corner tight. That's when I have to put my ass over here and then dig around deep in that corner to put this kind of shit in there. Out of sight, out of mind for now. Oh, God, because it's low in there. It's low. She's digging around. Okay. I just throw those things in there. Okay. Oh yeah, see? Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, these are new. They're not that old. Nope. So, that's another one that's coming out. Yeah. That's why I like to put things close to the ground too. As much as I can. I mean, of course, you can only do so much, right? Cranberries. Where's the cranberry? Right there. Oh my Lord. Oh Lordy, Lordy. Well, doing this was easier than doing those jars in my room. I'm only halfway done with my jars. And then eventually I'm going to definitely go into my old videos and try and cross-reference some of them just to see approximately how many jars might have gone missing. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. See, now that I have two spots for Heinz beans. Basically, well, three. I have in the kitchen a certain spot in one of the cupboards where there's a row of them, right? Maybe two. And then I have some, you know, in a box for later, right? Long-term, whatever. And then I made another spot in my bedroom. Well, it's not a very big spot, but, you know, that's all that's there is that. So I don't need this one here, in here anymore. So that one should go to my room because I have a spot for it, easy to get to. Or if it's like if there's room in the kitchen, I can move it in there, right? Here's another one. So we'll take that out. Look at this. Do you see what's going on? You got to be aware of that, eh? You're buying these things thinking you're saving your family. Yeah, right. I mean, as long as it's... Rust is your biggest enemy. When they do that, I mean, the food inside is still okay. Unless, of course, somehow there's a pinhole. But the only way the metal will get a pinhole is basically through rust. Right? But these cans are so weak that... Like these old cans, you can't do nothing. This is a very old can, right? They'll last a long time. Except unless, of course, there's... Okay. Obviously the camera blinked out. But guess what? Listen to this can. Oh, shit, how can I do this? Where does it record on this? Where does it record on this? You can hear it releasing its gases. Here it is. Really hear it on the bottom. This thing is fucking vibrating. I'm checking it out. Now, interesting that it's beans. I've always said, tomatoes and beans. Canned beans do not last. And this one is definitely going. You can hear it. I thought maybe it was a bug or something. But it's not. It's the can because I moved the cans around. It fell, right? You heard that. It was probably one of those cans that fell. And it busted the seam. In here. Something is releasing. I can hear it. I mean, you got the computers running here and stuff. I have to plug it in. So it's no good. I don't know when that. I mean, just by chance I thought because it was. I put it with the rest of the vegetables. It sounded like it was like like a fly or something got caught up in something, and I'm like, where the hell is that coming from? Right? It's not leaking. It's just the air, the pressure. It's right. I mean, technically, I suppose you could say this can could go. It could explode, but chances of that happening are pretty small. It's at the seams. It's releasing. So where's my? Oh, there we go. The more you can can beans, the better off it is. As a matter of fact, I got a jar of canned beans on my counter over here. I can't remember when I did it, but I should open it up. So what's going to end up happening is obviously the food inside is going to spoil, and it will either start to leach out, because definitely something's compromised. You can hear it. And it won't stop. And then eventually this will bulge out. Right? But that's what I mean. Like this can, I could squeeze it. Like, it's... Ugh. I don't know what companies... I don't know. We're in trouble, people, when companies can get away with selling products like this. Because this is not that old. This is less than a year old, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video. I went back in there and I looked at these tools. She took a lot of tools. She went for the good stuff, people. That's what she did. I'm going to have to get underneath that sewing desk there in the hall because that's where my garbage bags were. I have a sneaky feeling she pulled out some shit from there too. But in terms of where the closet was, yeah, no, she pulled out the bigger, like the toolboxes, those kind of things. And she stuck her hand in this little carry box. I'm thinking this is what I'm thinking is missing. All my pliers, and I had a lot of them. Different kinds for different reasons, right? I mean, like, fuck, man. Andre, Mari did something. This is bad, people.
Fine.
So now I'm gonna, like I had a toolbox full of files, you know, the long metal files, and they had different grades on them, and you know, some were like wide, and some were round, and then because she pulled out the fucking toolboxes, right? Because I took out 3/4 of what was there. And it's all just miscellaneous, nothing. Even what's in that toolbox isn't very much. And the carry thing is like almost empty. She wiped me out. She fucking wiped me out. What is that?
That's good.
Oh.
Not enough? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's too... I don't know. It's thick.
I added milk. It should be good.
No.
What?
It's grainy. Just grind it up some more. Or I don't know what it is. They're hungry. They want to be fed. I'd grind it up more, Andre. It's creamy.
Creamy?
It has a weird texture to it.
What do you mean?
Well, the whipping cream just made it kind of creamy. But I'm finishing this video. Just grind it up some more. Like, it's I don't understand how a person could do this. Just so with intent, just to the degree that it was done in. But, I mean, let's analyze fabric. Certain kinds of fabric that she knew she'd like. Because I told her, up there, wait till we get up there. That's where the really fancy stuff is. Alright? Even pulled out off the bed and took from by the window, and just the types of foods that she took. And then of course the tools were the bonus, because I'll put it at $1,000 if I'm thinking correct. If I don't find what I'm looking for, oh yeah, one pair of good pliers, wide, whatever. I had different kinds. You know, I had fucking hammers, different kinds with the weights, whatever. If all that shit's gone, and I wouldn't put it past her, I'll put it at $1,000. Because she's a professional. She takes what she wants, and then if there's something else that she can benefit from, sell it off or whatever. That's what she does, I'm sure. Because she know what the hell is she gonna do with tools? She wouldn't know what to do with them. So I guess tomorrow, because I don't have the heart or the stamina to be pulling out all the tools to be, just to get disappointed again, right? And I don't know. I'm putting a link to previous videos that I've done with her, because in this video I said how she helped me, quote unquote, with the lawsuit and everything that I filed against the province, right? But obviously it was just a charade, right? Okay, so I came in here, I looked in here, and after I did that video, right, I proceeded to take everything out. Okay, so what's missing? Let me turn off this fan. What's missing? A lot, people. My socket set. All my pliers. I had different kinds of pliers. Whole whack of them. Old school pliers. My files, because they were in a different toolbox. What she did is she pulled out from underneath the toolboxes. She probably jimmied them out real slow. She took out like the containers with the screws, and she took those out because they were in front, right? And she moved them off to the side quietly, obviously. And then she pulled out the toolboxes or whatever that was underneath stuff on top. And then they dropped. So it was a big gaping hole, right? But she took those containers with the screws and the nuts and bolts and that type, and she just put them inside. It was like that through the whole thing, minus the couple of toolboxes that I pulled out. But she got my Allen keys, drill bits, my hammers with weights and everything, they're gone. All my different types of pliers that I had, and what do you call those, vice grips, they're gone. All my files, different sizes, round ones, long ones, different grades, they were in a toolbox, they're gone. Come to think of it, I don't have my fucking screwdrivers. Isn't that just great? Oh. So I couldn't even do yard work even if I wanted to, because I don't even have my fucking screwdrivers. Okay? It's kind of like with the fabric. If you notice, just certain things are missing, right? And that's why that food was all mixed up on the bottom and just whatever, right? So I don't even have my fucking screwdrivers. Screwdrivers, vice grips, pliers, different kinds, different vice grips, whole set, just whatever. My different kind of hammers with the weights and, you know, the chisels, right? My chisels are gone. My Allen keys are gone. My fucking drill bits are gone. Different, you know, in its own little case is gone. Yeah. They're all gone. And that kind of shit. Yep. What's left behind is junk. Nothing that's really that you need. I don't even have fucking screwdrivers. Isn't that just great? I know it was her, people. So, I'm not buying again. I don't need to. My life is coming to an end. Yeah. It's a big waste of time. Now tell me, how did all these garbage bags end up way back there? Huh? Some of those are gone. Well, the way I see it, you know, men who work in construction and that kind of thing, they have tools, and every now and then they get robbed. Yep. They have their tools wherever they have them. $10,000 worth of fucking tools gone. She left my tin cutters. There's one vice grip. One. But there's my tin cutters. Are they all there? Probably not. But she took everything else. I had a container that had different types of these, different sizes, bigger, smaller, pliers, normal size pliers, wide mouth pliers. I don't know what you call them, but they're wide, right? Heavy duty, 50 years old, in good shape, craftsman, whatever. All my fucking screwdrivers are missing. I have no screwdrivers. I'm gonna have to buy screwdrivers. Yeah, because I do plan on doing a little bit of shed repairs this year. Okay? Yeah, just stupid. So I don't know. I'm thinking it from a man's perspective. You know, you go out to your truck, and your truck got robbed of all of the tools in the truck, right? You know, they go put their tools in the truck to go to work or whatever. They go off and they do something to come back and they're fucking robbed, right? Or they get robbed from their workshop. You know, that's how I kind of see it. I'm not the first person to have their tools robbed, right? So, it's one of two people. It's either who I think it is. Why did you go back into my room? Oh, I was trying to help. Why did you fill up that box when you weren't supposed to? Why did you go in my room when you weren't supposed to? Oh, I was just trying to help. Okay, well, why did you fill up a box that, you know, was clearly there for over a year that had something in it, but suddenly, magically, it became empty, and you filled it up? Oh, there was too much stuff on the floor, so I just decided to help and put it in the box. Okay? Right. Why do you come out all gooning and hyperventilating and going on about fucking corned beef and all this other stupid shit? Huh? Yeah, this is just miscellaneous. This is like for, you know, wall plugs and shit like that. I don't have no place for this kind of stupid shit in this stupid house. I'll tell you, I'll be glad when I don't have to fucking deal with this shit anymore. But I'm almost afraid to put it anywhere else because what little I have left, that is. Because my son, you know, like, he doesn't care about this kind of stuff. And like, but I shouldn't care either, because when I move, I'm not going to care about hanging up a picture, putting in wall plugs into walls so that I can hang up fucking shelving, you know, because my life is coming to an end. It really is. I mean, like, clearly, you can see there's a fucking problem here. Right? Right? You know, over the years, I had to hang up like all my curtain rods. You know, my son, he busted up that freaking my dresser out. You know, first it was in the laundry room, then he threw it outside because of you know who downstairs, right? And then it sat out there, right? I really didn't have no place to empty the stuff out. It had all my curtain rods in it. That's when the mother came. That's why the mother came, because she came and got my fucking curtain rods and all that shit. She bought herself a new fucking house. Right? They sold their house and they went off and bought a new one. She probably needed fucking curtain rods. Curtain hooks. You know, curtain hooks. And then all the little runners that go on a curtain rod with the wheels. So you can hang the curtain hook on it. A whole big container like that. They're fucking gone. Right? My big ass casters. Like, we're talking big ass casters. Gone. And whatever else was in that freaking dresser, just gone, you know, because what does my son care about hanging up curtains? He doesn't, you know, he doesn't. And yeah, like, this is bullshit, like, fucking bullshit. Trying to help. No, you help yourself. That's what you were trying to do. Covering your ass, that's all. Yeah. So, or what? Somebody in the neighborhood that's stalking my house and decided just to open the door and listen and thought that they could sneak their ass in for God knows how long and be specific about the things that they took. They went on top of the bunk bed, they took the fucking bolt of fabric that they seen that was, right, and they reached in and grabbed a few more, right, they moved all the jars so they could get into boxes and see, you know, they moved the fucking raisins of all things, one-size gallon jars to the front, to the door here, right? Where they came from, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I'm sure I had more than 2 jars, and I've only seen the 2 jars, because she probably walked, you see, she wouldn't have been able to pick up a box of 4 jars, 1-gallon jars, with raisins in them, because it just would have been way too heavy. So she had to take them out, and that's why she moved them to the door, right? A tub of honey. What do you think about that? Right? And obviously meats, right? Yeast. What kind of random person that would rob my house just want to steal yeast? Okay? And when I packed that box away, trust me, people, that box was full of yeast, nothing but yeast, filled to the brim. And I put it away, and then I kind of forgot exactly where I put it. And I went looking for it at one point, and I gave up, right? So I went downstairs and I found, I don't know, some old yeast down there. Anyway, I knew it was in my room. I just didn't remember exactly where. And I wasn't in the mood to tear my room apart looking for yeast. And, but sure enough, she found it. And she took 9 jars. And then threw in the 3 jars of ham to, what do you call it? You know, hide what she did. She does a lot of bait and switch. I think that's what you call it, right? So my Allen keys are gone. I have no Allen keys. So I guess I'm going to have to buy some Allen keys just in case I need them. Right? I don't think my son has any. Because sometimes you need them, right? I mean, obviously I'm not going to need them as much as I used to because, you know, my life is going out the freaking door here pretty soon. Like, this is pathetic. Right? If it's that easy for people just to fucking rob me blind, if they're not robbing me on the outside, they're robbing me on the inside. Like, you know, this is just stupid. Was not no random person looking for specific things. Women's clothing, like, come on. Some random person's gonna come in my house and steal women's clothing and fabric. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Tools, well, that's always a given though, right? Because there's money in tools. You can barter with tools. You can use tools, right? They're a high value commodity. You know what I'm saying? Just one freaking good set of pliers is $25. Yeah. And I had a lot because, you know, I've had tools for 40 years. Right. And now I don't even have screwdrivers. She took my whole fucking container full of screwdrivers. And I had a lot of screwdrivers, just like I had a lot of freaking files. Just like I had a lot of pliers and that type of shit. Hammers with the different weights that go with it. Yeah. I can't give to Andre, I can't give to Marcane. Nothing. Now we know how she can afford to have fake hair and fly around all over the world. Because she robs people. Because anybody sitting up on welfare, they can't afford that shit all the time. Trust me. No. Wasn't no random person. There's better things that they could have taken than this stupid shit. Not that it's stupid shit, but you know what I mean. It was too selective. Anyway. Ugh. I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm tired of this house. This is how I have to store my tools all these fucking years. And look how easy it was to rob it. Very easy. Wasn't it very easy to rob me? She came in here because my garbage bags were down here. And she noticed the tools. That's why tools were on her mind. Because she seen that I had tools in here. And she did. She took my fucking screwdrivers from out of here. Okay? They're not here. They're all gone. And screwdrivers are expensive too. My drill bits. My Allen keys. My fucking hammers. Their weights. And she thinks she's slick. Yeah, right. And my clothes. Fancy ones at that. And my jewelry. And my beads. Don't forget the beads. Right? The ones to make earrings with. The glass beads and the little rocks and those silver and, yeah, those beads in those plastic containers. They're not in my room either. I think she took the tea. I had a lot of tea, right? A whole bunch of them. Herbal teas, Tetley teas, and those little, right? I haven't seen them. I'll let you know if I find them. They're gone. She didn't do this by herself. Stole the stamps. Right? Okay, well now I know. That's all I wanted to do. Now I can get back to doing what I was doing before this all started. I mean, I looked in the bedroom there, but because I threw all my clothes in there, I can't really get in there and look, but it looks like maybe something might be gone now that I'm looking at it. But even if it is, there's nothing like in terms of a big bag of fabric, because, you know, grab the bag, pass it to your buddy, and your buddy runs it out, comes back, grabbing it, right, go back and forth. Yeah, for the amount of shit that she took out of here, she would have needed help. Yeah, that's why that guy came up. He didn't expect to see me. And then as soon as he seen me, did you cancel the Uber? That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Yeah. And then it goes, oh, okay. You know, she says, are you going to still take me? He goes, yeah. And then I don't know, he turned around. Whether he grabbed something or not, I don't know. And then she went on to explain, oh, he said it was too much. He wasn't going to take me, but I can cancel the order, you know, the Uber, and now he's going to take me. Yeah, right. That's why it was just an e-transfer to his personal fucking bank account. It wasn't to Uber account, it was to him. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If it was too much, he would have left. Uber guys, it's naughty. They don't stick around. And you know what the bad thing about Uber is? You can't get a hold of the company. There's no way to get a hold of the company. There's no phone call. You can't phone them. You have to do everything on a cell phone. In terms of like I suppose if you wanted to do a complaint or something, I can't do it through a PC. I have to do it through a fucking cell phone, and I don't have a cell phone. So, okay, so how do I get over this, people? I mean, obviously there's people out there laughing their asses off thinking this is funny. But, you know, what comes around goes around. Sooner or later, it's going to happen to you, and you won't like it either, right? Because, I mean, I'm 63. And I've never experienced anything like this. I've had people steal from me over the years, but not with this smash and grab shit. No. And then, you know, like, really get as much as they could possibly get in a very short period of time. And then be cocky about it after the fact. Yeah. Yeah. As if they had a right to be haughty because they discovered that I had a lot of corned beef. Well, it's too bad I didn't have a proper place for my tools, right? You know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have lived in this yard, that's about right. If I wouldn't have lived in this yard for the amount of time that I lived in this yard, I mean, some of these tools I had when I came in, but obviously I had to buy more, right? And it's really sad that it had to come to this, but it's like any construction worker, carpenter, framer. You know, you go to work, you have your tools, right? You know, you have them in your cab in the truck, and you go for lunch, you come back, and either your truck is gone, tools, everything, all gone, and then you might get your truck back, you might, but the tools will definitely be gone. Or you can come out and your tools are fucking gone, right? Because, you know, that's what happens to men with their tools oftentimes. Or they go to the shed, you know, their work shed, right? And, you know, the tools are gone, right? They've been robbed in the middle of the night. Someone come in, busted it up into their whatever and stole their tools. Just, fuck, this is stupid. Really stupid. And there's even a hole in here. Nothing's matching up in here. Well, yeah, because my screwdrivers are gone. She came in here, people. She got my garbage bags. She put her nose down here. She seen what was in here. And she was off. Off and running. She wasn't going to forget the tools. You know, she had the fabric on her mind, right? And then she said, fuck it. Judy's blind. Judy's dumb. I'll be here on Friday. She won't notice, right? We can go on to you know, to come back and just fucking, she would have kept stealing. She wouldn't have stopped. And now she's just going to go steal from somebody else. Sooner or later. It will be her so-called employer. Alright, now that I know, I can rest easy. Nothing I can do about it. Any more than what I've been doing. I'm gonna have to buy some screwdrivers. I'm gonna have to buy some fucking tools. if I was completely blind and not feeling obligated to do anything? I don't care if it's hanging up a picture, screwing in a freaking, you know, I have wall brackets holding up shelves. Sometimes I have to screw them in. I don't have no fucking tools. I don't have no fucking screwdrivers. I have nothing to screw with. All my screwdrivers are gone. My Allen keys. We use them to screw things, right? My chisels are gone. I don't have my chisels. I'm just wondering, you know, because she was in my room, right? I'm just wondering if she stole, actually I need to look, if she stole my wood burning kit, and I had sets of wood carving tools. And she was up in that corner by my desk. So I wouldn't be surprised she didn't fucking steal that shit too. Being that she likes tools. My files are gone. All my files are gone. She wiped me out. My son's not going to get no tools. Very, very, very few tools. And anything I buy will be very minimal. I was wondering why this box, this in here, was going further to the back. In terms of how I could put I could only put one box and a little, right? But big gaping fucking hole because she pulled out all my fucking screwdrivers. Yeah. Why do you have so much corned beef? You sure have a lot of corned beef. How would you know? How would you know I have a lot of corned beef? Why were you in here opening up my boxes after I told you we were done? Why did you open them up and then come and tell me that crab was expensive and I had lots of crab with lots of corned beef? Why? Because you were stealing from me, bitch. That's why. You were stealing. Yeah, you're a thief.